Good morning or afternoon or whatever time period it is in which you are watching this. Today we are going to be covering Beetlejuice. It came out, I think, 2 weeks ago, and I watched it this weekend. But before we hop in there, how you guys doing? How you doing? I myself am doing okay. This week has been long, kind of dragging its feet a little bit. It's been one of those weeks where Wednesday and Thursday have both felt like a Friday, so it's just kind of long week. Very tired. And also, just to get it out of the way, because I'm fully aware that each and every single one of you can see it, this guy. This guy right here, his name is Timmy, and he will stay for as long as he needs to. I don't know why he's there, but he is there, and I love him. Now, as always, I'm going to be breaking this video into two pieces. The first half is going to be for those of you who have not seen Beetlejuice and are wanting to see if they want to watch the movie in theaters. The second half of the video, I'm going to be getting into what I enjoyed or didn't like of the movie. Spoiler territory. There will be a very clear spoiler warning right off the bat before I get into all that shenanigans, if you will. Also, if you're interested, I have two other channels that I have not posted on in God knows how long that I will be posting on starting next week. I'm getting an actual schedule situated in the background. It's been very difficult to juggle a whole bunch of stuff going on in the background, but I'm getting it there, and as of next Monday, I will be posting and editing videos with those two other channels. It's a cooking channel and a live stream channel, because I live stream on Twitch whenever I feel like live streaming on Twitch, which hopefully will be every Tuesday and Wednesday starting next week. We will see. I'm not making any promises. That is my plan. Okay? Now, if you don't like either of those two things and you're more into the movie side of things, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And comment down below whether or not you enjoyed Beetlejuice if you've seen it, or if you like the first original Beetlejuice. Because personally, it's one of my favorite childhood movies. I love it to death. It has a very soft, sweet spot in my heart. So I'm going to be going into this movie judging it from that point of view. I loved Beetlejuice, the original, and I have a few things to say. So let's just get right in. Now, for the non-spoiler things, the area in which I'm just discussing whether or not you should go see this movie, I think it really falls onto what kind of person you are. Are you somebody who absolutely loved the first movie? Will not express their love for that movie as much as they can? That is not a sentence that I meant to say. Kind of reverse the negatives into positives of that sentence, and that's the sentence I was looking for. If you're that type of person who just loves this franchise so much, you've probably already seen this movie in theaters and have your own opinions that we will discuss when we get into the opinion side. And if you haven't had the opportunity, then I would recommend going and seeing this. If you're not that type of person and you're just a casual watcher of the movie, or just like a general movie person, then I would recommend waiting for this movie to come out into DVD or like a streaming platform, because it's not nearly as good as the first one. I'm just gonna say it. It's not nearly as good as the first one. There are some really good parts of it. I was expecting there to be a lot more CGI than there actually is. They kept a good chunk of the practicality. They kept a good chunk of the actors who are in it under wraps. And so, like, if you're, like I said, if you're somebody who really enjoys this franchise, now that it is a franchise, then I highly recommend watching it in movie theaters. But if you're not, if you just want to go see a good movie, I would wait. I'm not saying it's a bad movie by any means. It has a lot of really good redeeming qualities. It has a lot of really good Like, there's one part of the story that is genuinely really good. I really enjoyed it. There are moments in it that are, like, kind of unnerving, way more than the first one. Like, they delved a little bit more towards the horror side of things, which, as I'm sure all of you know by this point, I'm a huge horror fan. So, better paint a picture for those of you who need to like, yes, go watch it in the movies. No, don't go watch it in the movies. Or movie theater. When I say movies, I mean movie theater. I don't know. I don't know. It really depends on your opinions of Beetlejuice. As I said, I really loved that movie. It's one of the very few movies that my grandma and I would like watch on the regular before she passed away. So it has a very sweet, soft spot for me, right? And I don't know how I feel about the movie. I will know by the end of this video, but as of right now, as of sitting here 4 days after watching the movie, letting myself marinate and not giving my initial shock reaction or opinion, I still don't fully know where I sit with it. I think it would be best to wait until it comes to DVD or streaming platforms. That's about all that I have to say that isn't a spoiler. And with that, I am going to be jumping into the spoiler side of things. So if you're not interested in knowing parts of the plot that are actually pretty big, important parts of the plot, then I would stop watching now, pause this video, go watch the movie if you want to go watch it, or if you don't care, continue watching it. Because this is your spoiler warning, okay? Now, right off the bat, I'm going to talk about the good things. The things that I really enjoyed about the movie. Any and all scenes with Willem Dafoe was fantastic. I loved it. Willem Dafoe is just such a good actor. He's such a good, very entertaining actor. And the way that he portrayed an actor playing as a cop that's dead, really funny, and I really enjoyed all of his cop plot side things. Jenna Ortega's character and her whole plot, her whole story, I thought was really good. It was very well written. It was compassionate. You could feel a lot of angst behind it, because this movie's got a lot of angst. And it was a good plot. I guess I can also talk about the CGI. There was very little CGI. The only time there was really any CGI was when the sandworms came in, and that was kind of disappointing because the sandworms were straight CGI, and it did not look all that great. It kind of sucked because almost all of the rest of the movie is practical effects, and like in the original, sandworms were practical effects, and I feel like they could have just done practical effects here. I understand that there's a whole budget and stuff, but I don't know. Seeing CGI in a Beetlejuice property bugged me. And pun intended. It was weird seeing that. Now I'm going to move on to the negatives. I know that was kind of like middle ground negative talking about the CGI, but I'm fully going into the negatives. Aside from Jenna Ortega's plotline and anytime Willem Dafoe was on the screen, the rest of the movie was not great. It was incohesive mumbo jumbo with so many stories going on all at the same time that it didn't make any sense. I got out of the movie theater with my girlfriend, and we spent like the drive home from the movie theater, so 15 minutes just like trying to comprehend what we witnessed. Because to explain, for those of you who haven't watched the movie and are still here for some reason, there's Jenna Ortega's plot. There's Jenna Ortega's mom's plot. There's her mom's plot. There's Beetlejuice's plot. There's Willem Dafoe's plot. And then there's some new random lady who apparently married Beetlejuice before he became Beetlejuice, and that's how Beetlejuice died, was through poisoning. And she's there, but she's not really there. That's the worst part. She's not really there. She's unironically the most bland part of the whole movie. She shows up at the very beginning, and you spend the rest of the time with her, of her literally just walking around. That's all she does. She walks around. And at the very end, she dies. She walks until she dies. air quotes, because she's already dead. I don't know how that works. It's so boring. I don't understand why they put her in here other than to drive Beetlejuice along his plot line. Which to me didn't seem necessary because Beetlejuice is Beetlejuice. So he wants to escape the underworld and he maybe fell in love with I can't remember her name. Jenna Ortega's mom, her character. And there was so many stories happening all at the same time that it didn't feel cohesive. It felt like a rat's nest, honestly. The stories all intertwined, but they didn't intertwine all that well, and there were several characters that were like in it but not. Like the dad from the first movie, he was in it but not. I don't know why he wasn't fully in it. And then obviously they couldn't have certain people in it, but I feel like just to throw in a tagline of, oh yeah, they just crossed over, that felt, I don't know, it just felt not right. It didn't seem right. And the comedy in it, most of the comedy was pretty funny, but there's like the literal last part of the movie is a dream sequence that I hated. I unironically hated that. I thought it was bad. There was no reason. It was weird. It was grotesque. It was not a great thing. I did not enjoy that last part. That was really, it felt, maybe it was to like show that there's maybe a Beetlejuice in the works, but I don't know. I didn't really like it. I didn't really care for it, which was really unfortunate because I felt like there were parts of the movie that were worth making the movie, and then there was the rest of the movie that I was like, it seems unnecessary. Why is this here? Why are we complicating an already convoluted plot with another convoluted plot on top of a convoluted plot with a weird walking sequence of a goth lady with staples in her face? Like, it was just like, there's too much happening. Narrow it down to like 3, not 7, please. Just for the simplicity of not making your story overcomplicated for the hour and a half that I'm in this movie, right? But I think I've talked enough about the negativity. I've talked enough about the positive. It's time for me to give you all my score. And I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I feel like it could have been better. I feel like it should have been better. But it wasn't terrible. Right? It was not good, but it wasn't terrible. So it was right in that in-between. It's between a 5 and a 6, right? Yeah. I think that's the grade I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it a D. It gets a D. For those of you who need a letter grade. So, that being said, be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you liked today's video. If you didn't, then I have other videos to check out. Maybe you'll like those. If you don't like any of those, I have future videos you might like, so still subscribe. I think that's about all I gotta say. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.